Okay, so EGOV News here again, and now we are at the stand where we see arts converging with technology, and I have here a pleasure to talk to Bushra Badge.
Hello.
And Bushra has a very interesting stand here. So she's a designer, she's a technologist. Bushra, who are you actually?
Who am I? I have my own creative technology studio, so I'm the founder and creative director. I come up with ideas, work very collaboratively with scientists, artists, designers, and we just make stuff happen.
So in this specific piece, what are you trying to communicate? Because I understand it's all about communication, like there's something you try to send out there.
So I'm very interested in multisensory stories, and the senses that I'm stimulating with this particular story about ocean plastics are the eyes and the ears with the VR, and also another layer which is haptics. And the haptics are created by inflatables via Wi-Fi, and you can control them through the VR controller.
So you kind of merge two things here. You have VR and you have haptic feedback.
Yeah.
And why is that? What does it add? Like, why would you provide this in?
Well, actually, the largest sensory organ is the skin. You know, we have been neglecting the tactility of storytelling for too long.
Okay, and now, because I understand that you actually designed those. So now, so we have arts, we have VR, we have this feedback loop. How does it come together?
Okay. So the garment itself is on the premise that the waiting for a VR experience is usually longer than the experience itself. So you become a piece of the art. You put on the garment, it takes you into the zone. The prints themselves have been created. I've created in VR. I know, photobombing, that's really funny. And these prints as well appear in the VR. The other thing is, the story is called GhostNet. I need my flash. But basically, if you take a photo of the garment with a flash, it creates this structure which looks like a net.
So maybe you can have a close-up of the arts here. So this is designed by, in papers. So this is your original design.
It is. I worked with a designer, and we had an immigrant women's charity actually in East London who helped produce both of the garments, which I can show you as well. So it's combining costume, theatre, technology. It's performative in itself.
You mentioned that you try to empower women. You're empowering women here as well.
Yeah, I have a fashion sustainability background. So if I can, I always consider every part of the supply chain. Actually, I do like to empower women, why not? And also the fabric itself is organic cotton, and we've used seaweed fabric here.
Very interesting. So does it have a name?
The design. These two pieces are part of, it's called GhostNet, and ghost nets are ghost gear referring to nets which are abandoned and left in the sea but carry on killing animals for hundreds of years, and which make up about 40% of ocean trash.
I might have a crazy idea. Do you think maybe ever fashion will converge with ecology and maybe protection of life, sea life, and as you have it in your VR simulation, right? We try to increase the awareness of plastics being dangerous. Do you think maybe by fashion we can communicate better those issues?
Yeah. I do think fashion it's all communication. It's all about narrative, and it's the perfect tool to communicate to the masses quite difficult subjects, actually.
We are actually government channels, so would you give any advice to governments how they can support initiatives like yours, or do you have any line for the governments what they could do?
Okay, I think there are a few different aspects. Personally, diversity of technology, of creativity, of different types of people, let's just throw down the barriers, and for governments to bring everyone together to solve the world's problems and, progress society, because they are not being solved at the moment.
So I would say, if I can say, like your recommendation in short would be convergence and disciplinary approach, where collaboration. So don't restrict it only to technology. When we talk about e-government, we talk about technology for government, but look at arts, look at other areas. Any last word before we close this transmission?
I suggest everybody try something new outside of their normal discipline and then bring it back into, yeah.
So be innovative, like Pusha Birch here, and thank you very much for having you. And that was it for now. Stay tuned. We will show more exhibitions later. Thank you very much. That was eGov News.